Test 1, 2. Okay, here we go. All right, we're back in the game. So, good morning to you, whoever you may be, wherever you may be. Factory Guy, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Got started a little bit late this morning, slept in a little bit, so we're about half hour past the usual start time. But here we are in the game, and everything's up and running. We can see all the belts moving, and that's good news. I do notice right away that the belts over here aren't moving at 100%, so I'm curious what the slowdown is, but I know that some of our machines are producing a little bit more than we actually need in some cases. So, for example, the resin's coming in just fine. The crystals here are being blocked a little bit because, let's see, that line is kind of not going at full speed. Are we producing more quartz than crystals than we need, or if I... Let's see. So that takes 10. Maybe the rubber is the holdup here. Let's see. It's operating at 77% efficiency. So let's take a look at why that is. It's slowly climbing. It might just be the speed up time here. There might have been some slowdown as things started being produced. Now, we might not be producing enough rubber. That would be the limiting factor. Let's take a look. So there's the 14. And as we're watching, our efficiency is climbing. So it's gone from 79 to 82%. So maybe it was just a matter of things kind of booting up after we finally connected everything. It looks like we are getting enough rubber per minute. Just enough. So presumably, as this continues running, this will climb up to 100%. And then our quartz line will be running at full count. Although it is sort of interesting. Maybe we're producing more than we need because this is filling up very fast. So this is filling up faster than it needs to. Let's take a look at that. So 37.5 per minute is what it's using. And this is producing 37.5 per minute. So it should be... we should be getting the full pull, the full draw over here. If I just take... yeah, this is going so quickly, though. So look, it fills up to 10 well before this gets to 100%. So why would that be? What that means is if we took this out and then put in a slightly lower amount, it would fill up again. Anime Dave, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you again. I'm doing well. Slept in a little bit this morning. That's why we're a little bit late. But in general, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to understand why this isn't consuming as fast as I think it should be. So this is filling up a lot faster than I expected. This is overclocked to 200%. And so we should be consuming 37.5 per minute. But it seems like it's getting more than that. This machine is operating at 96%. We want it at 100. Consuming 62.5 raw quartz per minute and producing 37.5. Ideally, we want this number. This is at 96. It should be at 100%. Maybe we'll get there if I just let it run for a little bit. So it produces 3 quartz crystals for every run. And it's climbing. See, now this is kind of going... see, there's that little stop there. That's what I'm not sure of. It seems like that shouldn't happen. All right, let's try this. Let's take out just a little bit of this. So here's 194 crystals, right? Let's take out this and put this in instead. And let's see. I think that was a bit of a mistake. Let's just break this down to 100 instead. So after you consume... Okay, there we go. Now let's watch this number. So 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. How high is it going to get before it starts pulling the next batch of 10? 114, 105. So... this should go back to 105 again. If it's using 10 quartz crystals... Michael Linsenmeyer says, Bob, reception is terrible where I'm at today. I'll watch as much as I can. Hey, welcome back to the channel, and don't worry about it. Watch as much as you want to, as much as is fun for you, you know? You are not contractually obligated to be in my stream, although I'm very glad to have you here. See, this... okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is filling up way too fast, and I don't understand why. Because we're at 37.5 per minute. That's what it's supposed to be using, and we're feeding in 37.5 per minute. So if it's operating at 100% efficiency, it should keep this around the same level. This should not be getting larger, but it is. It was at 105 before. Now it's at 129. Is there some sort of mistake with this recipe? Yeah, now it's at 135. So it's growing by like 6 per minute. Oh, you know what? Okay, so part of that is because we have we have excess here. So this was up at 200. Okay. So it's actually being fed 60 per minute on this belt. So maybe... this is at 100% efficiency. So if we took this out, like this, then we see gaps here as the production increases. That's what it was. There was too much in the system. So now, this should go to 100%. But we're still seeing this block like stop moving briefly. And we can maybe get rid of that with this. So there was too much buffer, I think. All right, so now this should take in non-stop. Although no, this is a Mark III belt, so we're still going to have that same problem, I think, unless it... yeah, we are still going to have that problem. We're feeding in way more quartz per minute than we're using. That's the problem. So maybe there's no way for me to get around the fact that this is occasionally going to like stop like that. I sort of had this idea that if everything was operating at 100% efficiency, then this belt would just keep running forever. But we're not using everything that this belt produces. Because it's sending in, what, like 270 raw quartz per minute? When we only need 62.5. All right, so I'm just going to have to live with that. I'm using 100% of... I've got 100% efficiency on the machines, but not on the belts, because I'm not consuming everything that the belt provides. All right, I understand now. I kind of just got to let that be. I sort of had this idea that I would get this belt running non-stop, kind of like the resin over here. But I don't have an overflow outlet for these extra crystals. I could do it. Yeah, that's how I would have to do it. I'd have to have another awesome sink eating up the extra crystals. So, no worries. It's not exactly what I wanted, but there's nothing I can do about it. Let's dump you. And you. I will keep this alien protein because you can feed it into the awesome sink for tickets. My mom bakes cakes. Grant, welcome back to the channel. You think you get the math right, then stuff like this happens. Yeah, exactly. That much per minute, but the stack size is always the max stack for inventory. Put a sink in, make that section a Mark 1. Yeah, even if I made it, well, if I made it a Mark 1, then it wouldn't have enough. So if that belt was a Mark 1, we need 62.5 at 100% efficiency. So this should now be up at around 100% efficiency. Yeah, this is getting up to 98. And this is filling up again because, again, we're producing... Why are we producing more crystals than we need, though? This should be consuming everything that produces. Maybe it evened out there. I'm not sure. Well, okay, it sort of doesn't matter. What I need to be working on today is factory exteriors. So we're going to do the exterior for this factory, and we're going to work on the exterior for the rampart over there. One other thing we need to do, or rather one thing we can do right now, is tear down the old turbo fuel stuff. Because we're not using it anymore. We don't need it anymore. Because all of it's over there now. So, first we'll start with the turbo fuel refineries. These guys can all go. Crazy. Crazy. We have a little recycling plant over here that we're not going to use anymore as well. All of this can go. Let's get rid of the pipe network. And let's... actually, let me redo that. Because I can do it with the button to make sure I don't get rid of... the power that I'm using to hover at the moment. Okay, and then we can just kind of go like that. Go clean up that in a minute. What else can we get rid of? And we do need the compacted coal assemblers here. But what else? All of this can go. We don't need these turbo-fueled plants anymore. Or refineries, rather. Or not turbo-fuel, heavy oil. Don't need those. This whole manifest chain can go. These heavy oil residue pipes can go, and more stuff can go. It's kind of fun deleting it all. It's a different experience. Let's see. This stuff can go. We can get rid of you guys. I probably am going to delete the grid too, but for now, let's put it back. Let's figure out what we want to do with it later. Let's see, what else? We don't need any of this oil pipe here. Because we don't need crude oil over here at the moment. Let's undo that and end that for now. Alright, there's that. Designer Day. Yes, Michael, we are going to be working on the factory exteriors after this teardown operation. Grant says, can you show me your cool color scheme so I can take a snapshot of it? My cool color scheme? Which color scheme in particular are you talking about? Over here? So here is the refineries. These are red, purple, and blue, like so. And I can get, I think the stream thumbnail should be from the front. We've got like the green and beige over there. How's the stream delay, by the way? Yesterday when we were streaming KSP, we had a problem where I was reading things like a good 2 minutes behind everyone's when they were typing. How is the stream delay today? The color menu. Okay. So the color menu, you're talking about the swatches, yes. The color menu that I'm using is, for the most part, the defaults. These were the defaults when I loaded into the game. I might have changed 1 or 2 of these, but I realized pretty early that when you change one of these, every building that has been built with it also changes. So I've mostly left these alone. I'm pretty sure these are the defaults. And these are obviously the defaults as well. If I started a new playthrough, what I would do is I would change all of these to completely black. And then one by one, I would pick schemes that I liked and I'd fill them in over time. And so I'd only use ones that I'd set up colors on, right? And that way I could have 15 swatches that I could reuse throughout my world and not worry about, you know, if I go and change this, then everything that was blue and green is now, you know, pink and yellow or whatever. If I started the game and set all these to black, what that would mean is I could pick one at a time, colors that I like, colors that match that I like, and then reuse them whenever I needed them and not worry about other things being changed. I would also probably change these defaults as well. And then the custom swatch is the only one that's kind of a one-shot deal where you paint something with it and then it's painted those colors until you change them manually. Which I kind of wish was the way everything worked, except for maybe these. Stream is fine? Okay, good. I appreciate that. And Michael, yeah, if I started a new playthrough, like if I wanted to do a mega factory world where I unlock everything first, you know, build all the unlocks, give myself unlimited tickets, just get everything, and then start building like a mega factory to collect all of the bauxite in the world and make a huge aluminum factory or something like that, right? Or if I started another playthrough for any reason, one of the first things I would do is come in here and change all of these to black, and then one by one start using them. Because right now, I feel like I'm constrained. I can only use these if I like the colors that's on them. Because I don't really remember what else is done, what else I've done, unfortunately. All right, let's keep deleting stuff. We'll come over here. Now, one issue I have is that this is the only place I'm actually producing plastic, rubber, and cloth for overflow. I was kind of throwing the extra resin in and then recycling it here. So once I delete these, I won't have a source for those anymore. I probably need to go over there and take the excess plastic and put it into put an overflow container over at the supercomputer factory to capture the excess plastic. I probably need to do that. And I could do the same for the rubber, which is being used in the central processing. So I could do that. So I could have those two. And once we have the storage container of supercomputers completely full, which admittedly is going to take a while because it's slow, then the overflow for plastic and rubber would start to fill up. But I don't have one for cloth. Fortunately, there's not a huge need for cloth. So what I could do is transport the contents of this, because it's only a handful of things. Like if I go home, I could dump a bunch of this, and then I could take all this home and stick it somewhere. And if I ever need it again, I can figure it out. But, okay, it looks like my inventory is full. I'm getting little fix-it crates. Let's take a look at this. We don't need all that cloth. Supercomputers. Love to see it. Love to see it. I don't need compacted coal. I don't need these crystals. I don't need 3 reels of quick wire. We've got way more motors than we need. Got too much resin. Get rid of all that. We don't need this extra plastic. What else have we got? Extra pipes. The rest of this is mostly fine. We don't need all that piping or steel pipes or whatever. Okay. That makes a little bit more room. Let's continue our delete spree. I think this probably is the next thing I need to do. I need to go figure out the overflow plastic and overflow rubber, because that's placement. We don't need this awesome sink anymore. That can go. All of this can go. Don't need that water extractor anymore. Okay. So we've opened up a big chunk of space by moving that over there into a much better construction. And this is kind of just floating on the water. So we're going to get rid of all of this grid as well. We can do some of that now. So we can go like this, I think. Oh, maybe not that last one. So we can go like this, and then start deleting all of this stuff. Oh, that's so satisfying. Just deleting it all. Seeing the shoreline come back, very cool. Okay. I will finish up with the deletions with the pipeline over here, which means I'm going to fall out of the sky because there's no power here. Keep going. And there we go. Okay. This, I'm not super sure about. We might take another look at that later. Maybe it should be red all the way out until it kind of curves around there, and then it can turn green at the junctions. I might rebuild part of this to have a cleaner line here. Instead of that weird corner, it might just come around and go straight in, and then I don't have the curve. This just kind of goes straight out, down into the water, and then connects up. Actually, yeah, why don't we do that? This is going to be annoying, so let me cheat a little bit here. Let's fly. Oh, you know what? I probably need to build the connection first, because this is flowing over there. You know what else, actually? I turned a bunch of that off, so I should be okay. So if I was going to do this, we go like this. And then we... let me put that back for the moment. So I can get where I need to go in terms of the placing of... the location, or the angle here. I can get where I need to go if I use foundations. So let's do this. And then pop that right there and come out. Actually, what did I do? I did out to there, and then I went down. So maybe I have to recreate that. Okay. Guys, remind me, I gotta go back and do plastic and fuel overflow. Let me catch up with the chat here. Jaco, welcome back to the channel. Jaco says, I think color is one of the last things on my mind. Yeah, I've watched your stream, Jaco, and you're all about building infrastructure. I mean, you do have the black tarmac roads, but your grids are very nice. And I can see that color is the last thing on your mind. That makes sense for you.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Grant says another issue with the swatch is that once you choose it for pipes or whatever, you can't untick it. Well, you can put it back, though. A lot of buildings and machines, color swatches will help you quickly identify what's what. Isn't there a mod for more colors? That doesn't seem to be cheating. Lucas Lipinski, welcome to the channel. Good day to you as well, sir. I'm playing with mods after playing in vanilla for a while. Is the Just Fly a mod? my mom bakes cakes. The fly command is part of the pack utility mod. So you can see that here. We have pack utility mod loaded. That lets me fly and teleport. And I think it does some other stuff too. Factory guy, tomorrow is your birthday? Wow. So that means 11, right? Congratulations and happy birthday to you. Jacob says, I think we'll only add micromanage to my live stream, maybe next Thursday. Yeah, okay. One thing I did install... What was the key binding? Yeah. I installed the time locker thing, so I've locked the time at noon. Because building in the dark was getting a little frustrating from time to time. Anyway, to get back to this little mini project, we came over here, yeah. And it looks like, no, I started going down even earlier. And I used, what did I use? Is this the 4 meter that I used, or the 2 meter? No, I think I used the 2 meter here. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it. So we went down to there. And I think I want to go one further to get underwater, or maybe 2 further. Let's see what that looks like. I think that's right. And then from there, I just go out and meet up with the connection over here. So if we had a pipe along this line, which we can do, man, the fly mod is faster too. It's a lot faster than the hover pack. I won't use it too much. I don't want to cheat too much. But out over the water where we have no power, and also being able to go as high as you want, get an overview of everything is really, really cool as well. So there's the power plant. There's the new rampart. So I'm not sure... Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Those grids are going to be gone, right? So we're not going to be having giant grids of foundations over the water. We're instead going to build on the land with the land. And we'll extend the road network out a little bit, I think. We'll have like a road kind of come down and through here, maybe. Along this coastline. So when we're done, all these islands are going to be full of factories, but it's all going to be kind of like hugging the existing geography. Anyway, let's get back to this little thing. Yeah, this has to go. We got to fix this. So we're coming down the middle here, I see. So I need to build in the middle. Like that. Does that go down one? Or is that... No, now we're flat. Okay, so we go out like that. And then come out to here. So let's grab a... Oh, you can... Oh, that's interesting. You can actually sink yourself through the water as well. Because normally, when you're in the water, you have no control or no way to go down, right? Can't really go down. But with this fly mod, you can. That's neat. All right. 10, not 11. Oh, I thought you were already 10. Okay, so when you said you were 10, you were talking about after tomorrow. Gotcha. Kids are like that. They always want to be older. Let me tell you something. When you get to be my age, you wish you could be younger. Again, very, very, very much you wish you could be younger. All right. Let's go ahead and get into some logistics here. Let's grab a pipeline support, and we'll stick this right here. And then we'll come along and pop another one down. And then we'll do one more here, okay? So then we'll build some temporary piping. We're going to build the no indicator, right? Oh, that's too far. Interesting. Let's get you a little closer then. So like here. Yeah, that'll connect. That'll go to there. And then we need to cut this. And actually, that looks okay the way it is. Let's just bite the bullet here and do it. We could cut it closer a little bit with a junction. Do we want to do that? Sure, let's do that. Let's cut it with a junction. So if we wanted it like right there, we kind of push it back just a skosh. And then we cut this and remove this. Connect you here, like so. That looks good. Okay. And then we got to fly back and... Oh, this one's off-center somehow. How did I manage that? Okay, so then we connect you up. And then finally, we get rid of you. And connect you like that. Okay, there we go. That's fine. I think, actually, we will have one more indicator here. Where do we want it? There? Oh, that's a little off. Let's grab... No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to get rid of the little hump. Alright, so we do it like this. There we go. That's clean. And then, like I said, I do want one indicator in the middle here. Okay. All right. So now the question is, do I leave the... Do I put the foundation the whole way? Or do I delete it all? I'm not sure. Jaco, what's your channel? Jaco's on the Weird Toast channel. I linked it yesterday at the end of the KSP stream. Also, you can find it in my subscriptions. So if you go to my channel and go to the About tab, let me, let's do that real quick. Hang on. So how do I do this? I go to OBS and I switch to desktop. Right? Display capture. And then, okay, now I can bring up YouTube. So if you go to my channel, here's my channel, right? And you go to About. No, you go to Channels. That's right, you go to Channels. Here's Weird Toast. This is Jaco's stream. And if you go to his channel, you can see his Satisfactory streams here. And if you go to live, I think... Yeah, last time that he had another one scheduled, it was scheduled here, so you could see when it was scheduled for. So there you go. That's how you get into Jaco's stream. Okay, I think we do want to have the pipes here supported by a little bit of foundation. I think it looks better to have the foundation than not, than to just have the pipe floating in midair. I think. And we can even leave the supports. I think it's fine for this. So I will change them probably to concrete here. I think. They could be grip metal. We've used grip metal elsewhere in the park for running belts, so maybe we will change it to grip metal. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what that looks like. X. Materials. Grip metal. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's get rid of this old pipe. And now we need to place these. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I want it to be kind of perfectly like this, I guess. But that's not quite right either, is it? No. We can probably use the DC WAN method here. So if I go like this, how would I... So I'd have to place one. And then kind of like get the angle right. That's close. But not quite right. So what I want to do, I suppose, is actually build on that corner. So we'll use the other method. So if we come up here, yeah. Because we want this to hinge in. That's the angle we want. There we go. And now we turn this into grip metal. And is that right or not? Looks like it's a little bit off center, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a little bit off. The way I did this angle is a little strange. So maybe I don't want... Because the other thing I could do is build it from the other direction. So like if we come over here and we pop... How would I get something to connect like this? I guess there's not really a great way to do it at the moment. So the other option is to completely delete this and not have a foundation. Let me think. Is there a way that I could probably do it with painted beams, right? Something like that. Or if I on your channel, Factory Guy has... I've seen that your subscribes are going upwards right when you started playing Satisfactory on your channel. Yep. It's a popular game for streaming. People like watching other people build factories for some reason. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to spend a lot more time trying to get this perfect or not. What I am interested in solving is the problem of, okay, I have a pipe. How do I build a foundation underneath it at the right height? So, like, can I, for example, can I stick a support into an existing pipe? No, you can't. Okay. And part of the problem here is that this connection point is right there. Huh. And I don't think there's a way. How does that look? That's a little bit too wide, right? Or is it? Is that perfect? Maybe that's the way I need to be here. Maybe I just do it like that. Actually, that looks pretty good. No, somehow I got... Wait, what? Okay, somehow I got that wrong. But what I could do now is go one more curve to the right here, just 5 degrees, right? So if I go like... Is that centered? That's... Yeah, that's centered. So if I go like that... Do it again. Now I'm kind of where I want to be. I think. Yeah, that's pretty close. All right, we'll do it like this. Now, for the overlapping, I think we need here, just in this section, to get out of the grip metal and go with concrete. Maybe. Let's grab this out to there. So, does it matter that this looks a little bit weird with the... I think it's okay to just have one, like, little chunk of concrete for the elbow, maybe? Like this, right? Yeah, that looks fine. So we do grip metal out to the elbow. We have a little concrete elbow that the pipe sits on, and then we continue onwards. And then how far do we go with this? Do we take it all the way over here? This is sort of behind the factory, so maybe it doesn't matter as much where it ends. We could just, like, bring it to here and then have, like, a little... We could have, like, a little, stopping point there. You know what? I think I might leave the rest of that since it's behind there. I might leave the rest of that for another day. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll do one more turn. And Jaco says, I'll start live stream on Saturday with my creative world building starting on 4 February with mods that also start at 7 p.m. CET. Saturday. 4 February? That's like 2 weeks out. Are you saying you're going to have a stream tomorrow? Or in a couple of weeks? Let's do one more turn here. I think we do it earlier. We do it here. No, that's wrong. That's too strong. That's probably not quite strong enough. Because we want, yeah, we want the front edge to be kind of centered in the pipe. Fortunately, I've done this so many times that it's not too much slower for me than the other method. Okay, I think that's a good start. And then for the last one, we want it to be like this. Basically aligned with the pipe. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty close. I love that we can just come down underwater and build here. This fly mod is addictive. I'm already feeling like maybe I'll never turn this off, actually. Oh, did I? I deleted the wrong thing. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so then we come here. Pop this here. Come down underneath. Alright, there we go. So you go over there, like that, and then we get another one here, like that. Oh, it's going through the beach now. Okay, no problem. And then let's get a little bit of concrete for the elbow. There we go, nice and clean looking. There we go. Can't do much about the beach problem. Looks like we don't actually need the final piece there on the right for a while. Let's go out here. That's looking good. Connect up to about there. And then we don't want one... Yeah, we can have one there underneath that pipe. That's fine. We'll keep going as long as we can actually see something. Go to there. And then we've already built that one. Okay. So, that's kind of cool. We've got a nice, like, support system for the pipe. Got logical things that make sense or good to me. So now we've got that pipe going all the way over there. I think I will paint this red because it's carrying the turbo fuel. So we'll paint this red until it pulls off into the, like, camouflage colors on the power plant island. So it's red right up to these junctions, and then it starts getting camouflaged. Or we could go all the way up to... No, I think I'll leave that the way I have it for now. And then up to this junction, I guess. So that looks pretty good. Let's check the levels actually while we're here. Come down. You're full. All right, you're full. You're full. So yeah, we turned a bunch of these off, so we're good. We're good. We've got full happy pipes. That's great. Factory guy, go do your chores, man. Keep your parents happy. That's important. And Jago says, in a couple of weeks from now on Saturday, starting in February. Gotcha. Told you mods were addictive in a few streams back. Yes, you did. You were right. I admit it. Okay, so that's cool. This whole stream is going to be about things like this. Just cleaning things up and starting to get towards the final vision. Building these factory exteriors. We could work on this now, actually. This is largely... structurally complete, but we need a few more things to get it looking real good. So let's put the walls on and probably turn them into, what am I missing? Concrete? Okay. Oh, the load-in, that's interesting. When we teleport. Yeah, this fly mod is addictive. Way too addictive. What else can I drop off while I'm here? I can drop off the alien stuff. Supercomputers. We could do some unlocks pretty soon. If I just fly back instead of teleporting, I can get a good view of everything. So there's my curves. There's the Deuterium highway. We have to go back and clean that up at some point. That goes out to the big turquoise lozenge, which we have to fix over there. And then the main highway comes down through here underneath these cliffs, right? Here's one of our train lines. That's a little bit bare bones. We could do something with that. Can fly through here. You could also build a pretty cool, some kind of factory on this chunk of rock here. You could build something neat, kind of stair step down those rocks. You could build a big kind of interesting, and there's a big plateau there. You could use this space to build something cool, kind of an elevated factory perched on the rocks. That would be interesting. All right, so there's here's Supercomputer Park from the sky. The left-hand side over here is starting to look really nice. So like this chunk where we've got the silica factory, we've got the roads, the open park, we've got our kind of central processing. We do need to work on that. And then over there we have turbo fuel and the supercomputers. And then the mega highway kind of needs to go all the way down the coast over there, probably. But yeah, things are starting to come together. I expect probably by the summer this project will be done. Because I'm only working on it like 2 hours a day. That does look better with the turbo fuel pipe. That looks much better than what we had before. And I'm going to want to finish up the support foundations later. We'll come back to that. Okay, so over here, Let's keep going with that. All right, so we've got the walls. We can put walls over here. Down to the ground. With you. I think these are most likely going to be concrete. The other thing is the color of the concrete. Not quite sure. I might make it like an interesting... I think it might be interesting to make it like dark black, maybe. You need a ramp wall here. And then one more underneath. That's pretty good. So that's the basic structure. For this, I wonder if it's not better to do some catwalks here. And we have to come in and fill in that as well. I'm not sure how I feel about the way this is set up at the moment. I think some catwalks might be better. Let's take a look at what that would look like. What do I want? I want foundations? No, architecture. Where are my catwalks at? So, let's get this going. Like that. Now, why is that... That's not what I wanted. Hold on. That's gotta go. We need at least a half foundation of concrete here. So if we grab this and go like that out to there, that's better. And then let's make it concrete. And then we can put the catwalks on there. Let's go grab those again. There we go. That looks more like what I had in mind. So we come out to there, right? And then we kind of go again on this side. Like, come on, like that. And this piece probably needs to get replaced with something else. A crossing, I guess. That's okay-ish. I'm not happy with the Z fighting, though. I thought they did a thing where if you... I thought they did something with this to try and fix it. No, it's if you paint something, but there's no way to paint on catwalks. Is there? Can you do a color on a catwalk? That's not fixing it either. Okay. So you would need to, like, ever so slightly raise one of these, and the same problem, same with this wall. Let's come back to that. Let's see what this looks like if I build it anyway, because I might not even be using this this design anyhow. Oh, that's annoying. Let's back out of this for a second. So if I build you like from the corner here, right, like this, on the other side. Can you go up here, please? 1, 2, like that. Bring you over. We're sort of stuck with a gap in the, because of the angle here. We're sort of stuck with a gap. The other thing I could do, actually, is rebuild or change the way that works. So instead of having this like this, yeah, I'm not super stoked on having it different. So we could do it like out like that, but I don't like that particularly very much either, I don't think. Maybe, hold on, let's see what that looks like from the front. So if we take you and go, I don't know, like this. How does that look like? And then I guess there would be another one here, like this. Why won't it? Yeah, like that. Something like that. And then we put in the crosswalk there. That does look kind of good, actually. You gotta go and get replaced. Hold on. Maybe that is okay. And it just kind of sits there like that on top of everything. Now, we do need to get more concrete underneath there somehow. We need I guess we need a half here. We need halves that go out from the edge of the catwalks. Sorry, guys, I know I haven't looked at the chat in a second. I'm trying to... So this one would have to be attached to this one so that it's on the right angle. And then we want it underneath the catwalk, which it is not. But that one we can fix like that. Let me go to materials here. Concrete foundation. Oh, nice. It sinks underneath there. Okay, you know what? This is actually going to work. That looks better than what I had before, right? By a long shot. All right, so let's grab the corner here and bring that all the way along here to there. And then we can redo this part, kind of like here, something. It's interesting. It won't build that way. I can get it out like this, and then finish it. And then I just delete these and fill the rest in with catwalk, right? So we can go like that, and like that. Wait. Oh, that works out. Okay, that's really cool. That's much better than what we had before. The placement of the railings is really nice. I'm not as much a fan of the texture here for the catwalks, but I can't really do anything about that. I mean, the other thing I could do is replace all of the seatings here with more catwalk, but then we'd have gross overlap on the angles, so that's probably a non-starter. So that's, I think, pretty cool. All right, let me catch up with the chat here. Can you not use the pillar to fix the Z-fighting? I think you can do that for some things, yeah. So for foundations, you can do that. But stuff like this, it's a little bit harder. I think this looks okay the way it is. That's a small imperfection, and there's lots of those in the game. You can't really get away from them. I could spend 10 minutes trying to mess around with something to fix this, but I have no idea what it would be. And this piece isn't a full foundation, it's a half, which makes it more challenging. I think the way you do it... So if I was going to do this, I would bring this up by one, so that I have something to work with. Then I would grab a catwalk. Let me see. Is that the right way to do it? I can't remember. If you... No, you have to have a wall, too, right? So you need something like... Yeah, you need something like this. And then you put the catwalk on it, and you can kind of... Isn't there a way that you can kind of... I thought there was a way that you... I knew how to do this before, but I haven't done it, and now I've forgotten it. There's a way to, like... No, you build the wall on the catwalk, not the other way around. So I place this. Get rid of that. Now we place the wall on this, right? And I think for this, we can kind of, like, edge it slightly up or down. Yeah, so you can kind of go slightly up or down. So if I go down, like, 1 pixel... It's a little hard to tell because of the... Go down like 1 pixel like that, right? And then I build the half wall on it like this and come down. Oh, it's in the wrong position now, of course. Anyway, I've slightly changed the way that the height works. Right, I've pushed it down just a teeny tiny bit. So now, if I come down and delete that and build underneath it, it should be at a different offset. I think that's how it should work. Can I make that work? Let's do it like this. Let's come up. Then we'll delete this, and then we'll build down vertically. So as long as we come down through the... Yeah, there we go. And then if I get rid of these two, let's see if the Z fighting is gone. Yeah, see what happened here? I was able to move this foundation down by like 1 centimeter, basically. That's how you can fix the Z fighting. But this is not a perfect solution either. It does get rid of it. But really what I should have done was, I didn't want to bring it up because then it would have been on top of this foundation, and I like this kind of square look we've got here. Because otherwise there would be like a weird, there'd just be a weird piece of concrete jutting in. So that's how you do it. It's kind of a annoying, busy fix. And you can see, like, you still see the stuff that was Z fighting before, so it's not perfect. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good. I can't really do much about this except to kind of hide it with some sort of ridge or border along the way here. So like if I wanted to, we could do something, you know, like this with the pillars and get like a border along the edge of the floor here, you know, out to there, and then do an angle. That kind of covers it up. And I'm not opposed to that idea, actually. I am not opposed to that idea. We could do that. Maybe we will do that. Let's take a look at what that looks like. I have to figure out how to get the angle right. So if we do pillars like this. We wouldn't want that one. We'd have to build in the middle of the third one, because there's three foundations wide for each of these. So if we do pillars in the middle, then we have to do connections to all of them. It doesn't take that long for me. I've done it so many times. So we would do, what's the outside of the curve here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Oh, that's interesting. It's a little bit too far. So we could do something like that and put a border around the edge of the platform. Actually, that kind of looks cool. I think I might do that. We were going to work on the exteriors today, so maybe this is something that I do right now. And it covers up that grossness, makes that look all nice and clean. So instead of walls, we just kind of have another plaza or platform where these things are just out in the open with a rampart in front. That's kind of interesting. I kind of think I like this. You can use a frame foundation to get that edge on lowering to be 0.5. Not sure what the height is for frame foundation. Yes, frame foundation is a little bit more than 1 centimeter, though. I think it's like, I think 4 of them are a foot, so it's like a quarter. Not a foot, a meter. Sorry, I live in America. We don't really work with meters outside of video games. I think your idea with the wall was done with the road barrier. I find that the small pillars are just a little too much in the middle. That's why I avoid using it on roads. Gotcha. Okay. Let's keep going with this. This seems to be this is starting to look kind of nice. I think I like this. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Come in parallel. And then 1 away. And we do the other side. So that was from that one to that one, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. That cleans up that overlapping jank we had. And having this kind of along the curve, yeah, I really like that. Okay, so we're gonna keep going with this. Okay, so start here. And then, actually, I wonder if I could just blueprint this somehow. It'd probably take longer than just doing it. Yeah, let's just do it. Okay, so here. That one. That one just goes out to the edge like that. Okay. I'm gonna do a few more connections here. Let's do them all in sequence. So we'll do right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come out and away. Like that. We can do it like this too. Now I'm missing steel beams. That's hilarious. Okay, well. How did I burn through that many steel beams? That doesn't make any sense. I must have thrown them away without meaning to. Or I used them on something else. Oh, I probably used them on all the foundation exterior. Alright. Okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, you're gonna come over here. So it looks like this is gonna be close. Just maybe might just avoid clipping into the pipe there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So. I'm not sure I did this one right. Did I? Yeah, that's parallel. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got the left side for all of these. And we do the other side. Oh, I screwed that up. I deleted the wrong piece for... No, only for one of them. Okay. So I'm just kind of like building all these curves in one go is the idea. So before I forget, these are all this side. So we build that kind of out like that to preserve it, and then we get rid of what we just built. I need to keep that piece. This piece can go for now. All right, so then we do the same thing over here. And we do it over here. Okay, so now we've got the saved piece there. We can come back and actually finish this up. So I did right to left, so we'll do left to right now. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. And that gives us the left pillar. So that's done. Repeat that a few more times. 2, 3, 4. In and away. Delete some of the scaffolding. Pop down that pillar. Delete. Rinse, repeat. So this is going to get us a nice clean border for our factory floor here. 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. Oops. There we go. And then now we go and take these, which we saved, and we slot those into there like that. Looks good.
Message. Hello, this is Paternal Figure. I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure. Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
There we go. And everything's looking pretty good. Now I do think there's I'm not gonna mess with it. Alright, so there's our nice clean border. And then I think we also are gonna make this all concrete. Obviously I'll have to do the curve around the front as well. Let's see. I guess folks are just watching. That's fine. I'm trying to remember to check the chat, so if you guys have questions or comments about any of this, let me know. So, okay, that's a little bit bland. We've been using grip metal for for conveyor belts, so I may end up putting some more grip metal along here. I'm not sure. Should we color this in any fashion, or should it just be gray? I don't know. I feel like out front, I want the rampart to be a different color, although I'm not sure what color would work. So if we go kind of like just play around with stuff. Like if I made it red, that'd be kind of interesting. We haven't done a lot of red concrete. What else could I do? We've got like a pink. Don't like that. There's like a green or a yellow. That's kind of mixing in with the beach. The other option is like a black, like a dark black. That's kind of interesting. The contrast is nice. This gray is too bright, so if I made it like a... If I colored it black like this, how does that look like? That is interesting. And then actually the bottom stripe could be a different color. We could stripe the bottom with something like maybe that red or like this purple. That's kind of interesting. We could also use some light strips here to give it more contrast. Or maybe, yeah, this is interesting. All right, so what if we do this? We'll make these purple. Right up to there. And then the ones after will be red. Like this. To color coordinate with the refineries. How does that look like? That's kind of neat. Now, should these ones be blue? Over here? Probably, right? That was a mistake. That is kind of neat. I kind of like that too. And then the ones over here, these ones can be just all black all the time, I guess. Or no, that doesn't work. What do we need here? Something like probably white to match the beach. That's okay. That's starting to be a thing. I think I would probably... I don't know about leaving all of the white concrete for the foundations that they're resting on. That I'm not as sure about. There's also the side walls to think about. We need to finish this up like that, I think. And we have to build the rest of this pillar around the corners. The side walls, yeah, these should be concrete as well. And then one thing we need to think about is adding some sort of depth to the walls. I don't know how we do it, but like just flat walls like that are not great. Now the curb, the border here is going to give some definition to it. But we could figure out another way to add some kind of depth to it. Have something else going on there. Let's do the front pillar now, I think. This is going to be more of... I wonder if... You know what, for this one, I wonder if it doesn't make sense to actually build a blueprint and just slam it down real quick. If I can figure out how. So we've got... What is the difference here? How did I build this? I don't even remember. Did I build it? I think I built it with the total eclipse method, didn't I? So I would have gone something like this. Is it just one? Let me just make sure. So 2, and then we go out like that. Oh no, you can see there's overlap here. So it was done on the other side. I think it was done on the other side, right? I think it was done over here. And then we curved inwards. Yeah. And we just used one though. I'm pretty sure that looked like it was lining up. With one click. Yeah, 2 clicks is too much. It's 1 click, and then how many is it long? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It wouldn't even fit in the, I couldn't even build it in the thing. Or maybe I could. You know what? Actually, that's a lie. I could build it in the Blueprint Designer. Well, you know what? It's an interesting exercise. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see if we can make that happen. So if we plop this down here, right? So we start out with catwalk. And we need a little bit of room here to work. So we're going to say we start out with this, right? So we are going to go by 1 like that. And then this is our, what, our inside edge, and then we go out by 4 or so? How did I even do that? But they were, I can't, yeah, see, this is the problem. I can't remember how I did it now. Because there would have been, like, if I go like this now, and like this, well, I don't want you down in the ground, thank you very much. If I had done it like this, I guess I could go back and watch my own stream and see how I built it. But there would be like a space which isn't there. Yeah, I can't remember how I built it, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to do that. I'm just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way here. Alright, well, we're going to keep going, guys. I'm just going to keep building. And we'll just start in the middle of each one. And put down 2 pillars. And then we'll connect them up. Is that... Did I put 2 there? I feel like I did. Bob Schwan, welcome back. Says, I think you may have overlapped by about half the foundation. Yeah, I can't remember how I did it. So the point is, I'm not going to be able to blueprint these curves. I'm just going to have to do them by hand. Which is okay. It shouldn't take me that long. Like another 10-minute section of me building these. I don't know. It seems like the chat really slowed down when I started building these pillars. Like people got bored and left or something. So I was trying to see, is there a more interesting way for me to do it? But I can't. Unfortunately, I cannot remember how I built the rampart here, which means I can't recreate it inside. I can't recreate this curve inside the Blueprint Designer to build or blueprint a thing. And actually, now that I think about it, I would have had problems anyway because placing things into the ground doesn't work in the Blueprint Designer. So it would have had to be elevated, and like snapping it in might have been challenging to figure out. But that's okay. We can do it this way. It doesn't take that long. And if it's not the most interesting stream, then, you know, people will be back tomorrow. We'll do something else cool. All right, so how do I want to... I think I want to come out 1 more here. Yeah, I do. 1 more on each. And there we go. That's a solvable curve. So we use the outside of the curve. We go from center middle to center middle, where we want the connection. We use freeform. I've done this a bunch of times on stream. I feel like people know how to do it by now, but I'll walk through it one more time. Switch back to default and come out 1, 2, 3, 4 from the left in the direction that we built. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you go into the curve by parallel and away from your origin by 1. And then this is going to be where we build the first part of the pillar. So you can see that's going to join up exactly. And then we repeat the same process. We went from left to right, so now we have to go from right to left. And we do the same thing in the other direction. Now the reason you have to go from one side and then the other is that the pillars are exactly 4 meters. And you can see here that the painted beam is 6.4 and change. And to get 4 meters out, which is why I count 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the correct point, you can do that from the origin, But you can't count from the left edge of. You can't count from the destination point. You can't get exact meter increments from the destination because it's 6.4 meters, and it's the way the system works. It builds the snapping points from your origin, so you have to go both directions to get this to work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go in and away. But this is going to let us go like that, and we can delete you. And then we build in this direction. And then we are done. So that way we get a nice clean curve that connects both of those pieces along the right angle. So I just have to repeat that a bunch more times until this is done. Okay, I think you may have overlapped by half foundation. In my case, much more artistic than any factory I have done. Oh, well, Bob, yes. This is my second playthrough. I'm trying to make things look much better than I did my first time. I don't want big, ugly grids like this. I want factories that have been built, and I want to try to use the lands, the land as much as possible. So we follow the landscape, which is why I built this kind of arch along the beach. Let's see. Anime Dave, am here just building on my world as I watch you. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Jaco says, I'm not bored. I'm just fixing my electric power. Maybe you know the end of my stream yesterday. I got above my power requirement. I did see you working on your power for a while. You were kind of saying, like, I have enough, but I'm going to need more. So, yeah. And Anime Dave says, okay, I got to remember that. I can do it one more time. I kind of speed through these because I've done it so many times. But you take a painted beam. And you go from the middle point here and put it in freeform mode, and you go to the middle point there. So it's like vertically the middle of the pillar, and it's right on the outside edge for the outside of the curve. So this curve is going to the right, so we need to build this on the left side, the outside of the curve. And then we started going that direction. So again, we come in 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch back to default so that we get a parallel and come in to the inside of the curve and then away from our origin. And so that's going to let us build, if we do this right now, we'll see, that's going to let us build that perfectly aligned, right? So it's exactly 4 meters out, which is why we counted 4 meters. And we went in parallel and then away parallel to get from the outside edge to the center. And if you build from the center, it'll be off. You'll have a gap here and an overlap there. But because we built from the hinge point first to get the angle, when we come in by one being parallel, it ends up being very clean and like as perfect as it can get. So you can see there, everything kind of looks, well, why am I not building that correctly? Why is that like that? That doesn't seem right. Something went wrong there. Let's redo that. What's going on there? That's not right. I'm connecting to this somewhere. I'm connecting to this wrong somewhere. That looks wrong. Maybe it's okay? Hold on. No, it's angled. There's a weird verticality there. What's going on? Did I build one of these incorrectly somehow? Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right at all. Hang on a second. Let me check something. if I come over to the middle here and I look at what I'm doing and make sure that this is building correctly. Yeah, I got something wrong over here. Alright, well, that's all gotta go. That's a shame. I don't even know how it happened. I must have attached it to the wrong thing somehow. Let's take a look at this. So if I attach it to that, it's not high enough. Yeah, it's got to be... Okay, that's what happened. I attached it to the slope instead of the foundation. So as long as I go like that, we should be fine. If I take this over there, yeah, that's the correct height. Okay. I'll have to double check that on the other ones. Okay. So, yep, there, 2, there, then 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. And that looks right. Okay. Take it out by an extra one to save it, then delete this and start over again. Actually, I need to take this out one more, because I need to delete this to ensure that I get the correct starting point. Or ending point, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the other direction. In and away. There's that piece. Now we can bring you back. And now we're good. Okay. So there is this little bump here from the overlap. That's kind of interesting, sort of. Okay, so now this should work. Yeah, see, now that is right. Okay, that was a tricky one, but we found it. 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. Take you out by 3, and then get rid of you 2. We no longer need you. And we repeat in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. And rinse and repeat many times until the curve is done. This one's off somehow. I did something wrong here. That's not great. That looks better. Yeah, there we go. That's clean. So this is all good. This is interesting. The game thinks I'm swimming. Maybe that's how it does. Maybe that's how the fly cheat works. I should have turned this off. Should have turned it off. Not going to. Like it too much. Too addictive. I've played several hundred hours. It's almost 1,000 hours of this game at this point. Over 2 playthroughs. I think I've earned the right to this particular mod. I don't care what you guys say. I'm keeping it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes in and away. And then we go out by 3. Go to you. 2, 3, 4. In and away. That looks good. That looks good too. Okay, just a few more to go. trying to like speed run it now to do it as quickly as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good. And that looks pretty good too. Okay, we're getting there. Only 2 more. Let's connect this up. Come on. How fast can I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4. In and away. And then let's do that. Wait. I did that wrong. Damn it. This is the problem. I'm trying to go too fast. How does that look? That looks fine. Does it? Did we build that right? Yeah, because I would see the weird angle if it was wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go in and away. That was a mistake I made. It went in and in instead of away. And get those going. Like that. Delete all these. Do it the other direction now. 4. In and away. Pop you down like that. Delete you. Come over here and grab this. Delete you guys. There's another one done. Alright, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Okay, and I think we're done with the curve building part of the day's factory decoration. Yeah, okay. So next up, we need to get the curve done on this side. This is pretty straightforward. Just gonna go like that, and then bring this over. There we go. That's actually, that one worked out perfectly. Let's see how this works out on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna have so here's how we're gonna fix this. That was 1 meter out, so we can go from right in the center of this. And then go out by 1 meter, if I can get it to connect. Or maybe we do it on this one. Yeah, we come out by 1 meter. We build another one over here.
Harvest.
And then we can just slide it like that. And then when we bring this over, we have our nice clean corner like that. Okay, that's looking good. You can come over here and do the far side. Let's see. For you, I think we're going to have the same problem. We need to come out by 1, right? By 1 meter. Oops, that's not right. Come out from the center by 1 meter. And then we just kind of place another one as a guidepost, delete the painted beam. And overlap this, and so we bring the edge of the border out by 1 meter that way, and now we can just kind of right in the middle here set that up, and then this should go right out to there. That looks good. And then we bring this over here, and this one's too far. Okay, so we're gonna have to delete this, and we are going to need to. This needs to come out by, it looks like 3 meters, this one. So we can do the same thing. We just put a painted beam right in the middle, bring it out by 3 meters. place a placeholder, delete the beam, do our overlap column, and then we're done. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, so that is a first pass at a completion of this this rampart. That's really interesting. That bottom strip almost looks kind of like a rainbow. It's probably in the wrong order. Does the rainbow follow Roy G. Biv? Is it red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet? So blue, indigo, violet, and then red. Maybe that is kind of rainbowy a little bit. How do I feel about the concrete here? I think I want it darker since we've got this nice white border. What if I made it tarmac? Or asphalt, rather. How would that look like? If I came in here and did it from down here, it's probably easier without the machines all in the way. So we can turn all this to tarmac, or asphalt, rather. Oh, we're missing something here. It's a good catch. What would that look like? Maybe it would look good. Because there won't be any, like, road signs on it, so there's no, like, dotted lines or whatever. It's just a nice, uniform black color for the platform for it to sit on. Let's connect this all up. Just so I can see what it looks like up top. Here's some more gaps we need to fill in. How does this go? Is it there? Need another one? No, I think I'm good. Let's keep going with this asphalt idea. Let's see what this looks like. Then it'll all be black with a white border. Kind of like our roads. What are you? Are you an extra piece that we don't need? I think you are. Yeah, you are. Okay. The other alternative is to make it put some sort of color on it somehow. As concrete. Alright, let's go see what that looks like. Let's fix you. Any more flickering or missing bits? We missed you. Around the front. Actually, that looks really cool. It doesn't look like a piece of road per se because it's got all the machines on it. I really like that. That looks pretty dope. That's pretty cool. All right, so I think that's one factory done, you guys. Let me check over on the chat here. Only does that after you enter water. It resets when you disable and re-enable fly. I see. And then Jaco says, where is green and yellow? Well, no, there is no green and yellow. I was commenting on how this strip along the bottom is a little bit like a rainbow. It's got 3 colors, so it's kind of like, and if you kind of like, I don't know. It's just an interesting choice that I made, I think. I guess we could make this bottom strip orange to match the railing here. So, Roy G. Biv. This would be green if it was a rainbow, because in blue, indigo, and then circles back around to red with R. So Roy G. So before blue is green. We could try that. Let's try it. Let's try that. Let's find a nice green color. We want a nice dark green here, I think. Something like this, maybe? So if we make these guys green... these railings... and then we make this little strip down here green as well. That continues kind of the rainbow theme. And that's cool, I like that. We'll keep that. So we got our oil well, we got our refineries, we've got an interesting, like, rainbow beach color. This can be, like, the pride part of the factory, I guess. I don't know what LGBTQIA has to do with like producing plastic and oil and turbo fuel, but it just turned out that way. So that can be that. And then this might need a rework a little bit later. I might make these horizontal instead of a vertical stack. But that's a good chunk of work for today of what I wanted to do. We cleared out the old stuff, got rid of some of that big grid over the water. Did a lot of work on the exterior here. This is close to done now. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. I really like how this turned out. The rainbow thing was kind of an accident, but I like that too. The border looks great. The asphalt looks great. The piping is clean. You know, this is a little bit off-center, but what can you do? Right? What can you do? Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I think the Rainbow Refinery Rampart is complete. The only thing I might want to add is some sort of depth somehow to the front of the rampart, like putting some kind of like, I don't know, maybe a glass. What would glass look like? Can I make these glass? What are these, walls? You have glass roof. You can't have a glass wall. But like putting some kind of something in here to give it some depth. I'm not sure. Like adding something. I'm not sure what it would be. But there might be a little bit of something else I could put there. I'm not sure what. But that's one thought. But largely, this is now complete. The Rainbow Rampart. I like this. This turned out really cool. It looks good. Looks good on the beach here. We might... Yeah, at some point in the future, I'm going to revisit this. Once we clear out the rest of this grid garbage, I'll probably revisit how we're doing the belts. Because we are going to put in more roads as well, connecting up all the islands and surrounding them. Oh, I know what I forgot. Okay, so let me go into my notes here. Plastic and rubber overflow. We forgot about that because I got all absorbed in the pipe thing, and then the pipe looks better. Actually, this is done now. We can turn all the power plants back on because all our pipes should be completely full. You should be full, right? Yeah, you're full. Everything's full. All right, let me disable fly here and then turn it back on so we can get rid of the, like, swimming sound. There we go. Okay, I thanks for the tip, by the way, Jaco. Lucas says, there was some flickering between an HOR and the turbo fuel refinery, I think. Rather, between two turbo fuel refineries. The two next to the... You're talking about the HOR stands for what? Heavy oil residue? Oh, look at that. You did find something. Okay, good catch. Wow, that's a sharp eye, my friend. Thank you, Lucas. There is one little piece here that needs to be asphalt. There we go. We should check between everything. That looks good. That all looks good. Good catch. Wow. Sharp eyes. I'm impressed. Here's another one we missed. Okay. There we go. That's looking good. Let me turn all these power plants back on now that we've got full turbo fuel coming in from everywhere. We can turn these back on and get our full 5,300 or so? You can turn on. And you can turn on. I think I just did a row along the front. There should be two more, I think. You're on. You're off. Okay. So now everything is powered on. Yep. Looking good. And if we check one of these, we're getting our full 5316, 5.3 gigawatts of power, or 5,316 megawatts. Okay, max consumption's at 7.3, which isn't great, but our actual consumption hovers pretty clearly around 3,500 right now with the supercomputer factory on. So that looks really cool. The other thing is I could get rid of this line now. I could have, since I've got this line of foundations back here, I could run the electricity along wall sockets, I think, because you can connect those here, right? If I go to power and get a wall outlet, yeah, I could attach that to this, I think. Must snap to a wall or similar. You can put it on the side. Yeah, I can put it on the side of this, and I could run the line all the way over here instead of having a line out in the open, which I probably want to do. But I'll think about that another day, because I think I'm gonna stop the stream here, guys. We made a lot of progress, cleaned up all of that, built out the factory exterior for the rampart, and ended up serendipitously with a cool like rainbow motif over here, which I really like. Next time, we're going to have to do something with this big mess over here. This has to be turned into a nice-looking factory. Right now, it's just a platform of stuff. But this is our next target. So next time, let me actually take a screenshot here for the next stream. There we go. So next stream, we're going to be working on turning this into a nice-looking factory and cleaning up some more of this stuff. After that, we'll have to work on these remaining grids, this is the heavy modular frame stuff. So this all has to get rebuilt and moved. The interesting thing is it's not actually part of the production chain for the supercomputers. I built this first. And then after I built this big grid and I had my heavy modular frames, I was like, there's lots of space over here. Let me try building something nice looking. And this was the first thing I built, was my turbo fuel factory. And I was so happy with how it turned out that I was like, you know what? I'm not doing grids anymore. From now on, I'm building cool-looking factories like this one. And I laid out the platform for the supercomputer next. That's why these are kind of so close together. And it was before I got the idea of using the land. Like, ideally, I would rebuild this exactly the way I've built it, but it would be a huge amount of work. But I would rebuild this on one of the islands instead of in the middle of the bay here. But after I built that, then I started getting into road building. I put my blueprints video online and got like, 5,000 views. I think it's up to 11,000 views now. That's crazy, that video. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get back into streaming. I'm going to get back into making videos. And it turned into this huge project for the supercomputer park, which I will never be completely happy with, but made a lot of progress today. We'll get it to a good point. I really like the silica factory over here. That turned out well. Happy with turbo fuel. Kind of wish I could wholesale move this entire factory, the supercomputer thing, somewhere. There might be a way to do it, actually, with like a mod. Maybe there's probably a mod where you can move an entire factory somehow. But I'd have to redo all those belts as well to wherever I moved it. But yeah, when we come back, tomorrow is Saturday, so I will not be streaming tomorrow. My next stream will be Sunday morning. It is Friday, right? I lose track of the day of the week at the moment. Yeah, it's Friday, January 20th. But yeah, no stream tomorrow. When I come back on Sunday, we will be working on this factory. We'll be adding some walls and figuring out how to make it look decent. And then, moving forward into Monday, we'll be looking at the remaining grid work here. At some point, we're going to have to address the train station stuff. Those are a little ugly and not very nice looking, so we may kind of do some work there. But the next big project after this factory is going to be moving all these grids somehow. I don't know where they end up or what they look like, but we're going to move them all. Anyway, that's it for today. Gigawatts, Marty. Yes. Every time I say gigawatts in my head, Lucas, I'm thinking about Doc Brown. 1.21 gigawatts. Jaco says, any tips for roundabout? Well, yeah, go and get the mod. Because look at this. Where is it? No, it's in Foundation. I mean, I've done all my stuff by hand, but this Perfect Circles mod is nuts. Let me hang on. Let me save the game because I want to get rid of this after. But like, if I wanted to build a roundabout, I would probably start here. And then, well, actually, come up a little bit. I'd start like this, and then I'd place the perfect circle. And then I would go and configure it to be what I wanted. Because if you get close enough, you can get there. And you can adjust your divisions. How do I make it bigger? Custom radius, outer radius. Does it get bigger if you go like this? Yeah, there you go. So you do something like that, right? And there's your roundabout kind of like pattern, and then you just kind of build your road inside, I guess, something like that. Or maybe you can even use a lot of different stuff for this. But like if this was how you started, then you just kind of come in by one, right? So you go like that and like that and like that, and then you turn this into a road by just changing it to asphalt. Doing a curb would be difficult, except maybe not, because maybe what you could do is then come over here and place another one. And this one, you kind of go like, let's see. If I configure this one, we can use the... Is the pillar in here? Or will it only work with foundations? It'll only work with foundations. But you could still do it. You could build another perfect circle with this tool. That was like raised. There's like, there's probably a way to do it where it's like up by one, out by one, you know, a couple meters or whatever, so that you could just lay down the pillars or the pipe or the beams or whatever, however you want. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. You could definitely make some cool stuff with this, though. Anyway, that would be how I would do a roundabout. It would let you, because the other thing is like you can move it around and it rebuilds it and stuff. So if you don't get it exactly right, you can come in here and fiddle with the offsets, and you can have it end up exactly where you want it. And then once you've got it placed, you can like bring it down with vertical, or there's a lot of different things you could use this tool for. For example, even as it is right now, this is a really interesting looking like umbrella kind of sticking up over the middle of the park. You could build something like that. Like if I raise this up by one and then put beams and stuff out to the sides, that would be an umbrella. There's a lot of stuff you can build with this. This is really cool. Anyway, let's make sure I back out of that. I don't want that there. And Pandian, welcome back to the channel. We're just getting ready to wind down the stream, unfortunately. Anime Dave, Jaco, Lucas, Factory Guy was here for a bit. I think I'm going to call it here. But yeah, there is that is one of the mods that I have installed. I guess the last thing I can do is show you guys exactly what I have in terms of mods. So if I... Yeah, I'll exit to the desktop here, and we'll go into OBS, and we'll switch to this. So here you can see the mods I have installed. I have the Pack Utility mod to fly and teleport. I have Sky UI to lock the time. And then this is the one that I just showed, the Perfect Circles mod. You unlock, there's a new MAM objective. You unlock the Perfect Circle placement piece. And then when you put it down, you can interact with it, and it has like a control panel that you can use. I'm also using the conveyor wall hole because at the moment, the conveyor walls cannot be painted. They're broken, which I don't like. I picked up the faster manual crafting so that if I ever have to build 150 computers on screen again, it'll just go really quickly. And then I had picked up the hover pack stabilizer. This one just lets you air brake. so that you're not slowly drifting at like, a quarter of a meter per second to the right while you're trying to build stuff. And the glass foundation fix, because I do not like the dirty glass. These are the only ones I'm using. The perfect circles one is the only one that really kind of is it. Well, that and the flying, excuse me, from Pack Utility Mod. Those are the only ones that are kind of cheats. I don't know how much I will actually end up using perfect circles because I build a lot of curves by hand and I don't build a lot of circles. I actually build a lot of curves, but not circles. I guess I could build something with this and then delete like 2/3 of it or whatever. But anyway, that's those are my mods. If you install this and go to the Nexus mod manager, there's a billion mods. Well, no, there's not a billion mods. There's at least a couple hundred. I think it's up near 1,000 mods at the moment. Some of them do crazy things. Some of them are overhauls of the game. Like there's one called, I think, Satisfactory Plus that I think Jaco was talking about. Somebody was talking about Satisfactory Plus, but it's like the hard mode version where there's like 15 buildings you have to connect to do the simplest thing. Like you have to account for steam and hot steam and cold steam. And I saw a YouTube video about it. It looks insanely complex. I do not want to play. Do not want. Thank you very much. But yeah, there you go. The perfect circles mod, Pandian. There you go. The inventory mod, yeah, I might as well get that one because right now I'm already using teleport to kind of go back and get things that I need. So maybe I should get that one as well. And stack overflow makes stacks goes up to 500 items. So combined, that gives you almost unlimited stuff. But all right, I really am going to call it here now, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching and participating and chatting with me. I always want to make sure I don't take you guys for granted. Really appreciate that you guys are here while I'm streaming. And I really like that you guys are kind of commenting on my YouTube videos and helping me build the channel. So I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.